Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Francionista. I have a new secondhand computer that was a gift, so I hope that the camera is better. It's built-in camera. I'm doing a 6-part series on the 6 principles of the abolitionist approach to animal rights. I've done videos on Principle 1 and Principle 2, and this is a video about Principle 3. I'm just going to repeat Principles 1 and 2 before leading into Principle 3, just to refresh the memory, but I did explore them in the first 2 videos. So Principle 1 is that the abolitionist approach to animal rights maintains that all sentient beings, humans or non-humans, have one right, the basic right not to be treated as the property of others. And Principle 2, our recognition of the one basic right means that we must abolish, not merely regulate, institutionalized animal exploitation because it assumes that animals are the property of humans. Principle 3 is, for me, the one that, when I think about the abolitionist approach to animal rights, I think that I call it, I've been kind of thinking about it as beyond veganism. It's more than, the veganism is the moral baseline, but the abolitionist approach to animal rights is beyond veganism. It's not just limited to not using animal products or the standard definition of vegan, which is, you know, don't eat or use animals. That is the moral baseline. But here's Principle 3. Just as we reject racism, sexism, ageism, and heterosexism, we reject speciesism. The species of a sentient being is no more reason to deny the protection of this basic right than race, sex, age, or sexual orientation is a reason to deny membership in the human moral community to other humans. I think that Principle 3 is a beautiful thing. When you learn about the abolitionist approach and you see the writings and you go on Gary Francione's Facebook page or read the status updates and the message that's been put out, go on the website abolitionistapproach.com, you will see more than just about veganism, and you'll see more than just about combating speciesist advocacy such as welfarism, because the beautiful thing is that it ties it all together, because the abolitionist approach rejects discrimination. It doesn't discriminate in the discrimination that it rejects. Discrimination is part of the problem. It is the problem. Speciesism is the problem. But if you reject speciesism and you don't reject racism, then you're engaging in discrimination and being basically hypocritical. So I love that this is an integral part of the abolitionist approach. It's something that the world needs just as much as the world needs veganism. I think that waking people up to veganism does help people to learn about discrimination against other humans. I just think because you're learning about discrimination, when you're talking about the abolitionist approach, talking about a social justice matter, talking about the immorality of slavery, it awakens things in people, and they are more likely to confront their other discriminations that they've been indoctrinated with. So it's a beautiful thing. The beautiful thing about the abolitionist movement is it's a safe place for anyone. There's no religious discrimination. There's no sexual. I mean, there's other isms that could be added in there, like ableism and things like that. Abolition, the abolitionist approach and the abolitionist movement, we collectively keep each other in line, because these are the principles, and we've all been indoctrinated with these prejudices, and we're constantly having to remind ourselves about them, and it's a part of our approach. That's why we don't engage in single-issue campaigns. That's why we don't engage in xenophobic single-issue campaigns that target one country in the world who's using animals that our country thinks are cute and shouldn't be used in a certain way. Whereas when we look at our country and we're doing just the same thing, it's just a different species, we're doing the same thing. It's all the same. It's fundamentally all the same. We need to address it all consistently and fundamentally. So we reject discrimination against other humans, against each other for any reason, and we reject speciesism, which is discrimination against non-humans. It's all connected, and it's all, rejected out of a sense of justice. We know that those other things are wrong. I mean, you talk to somebody and they'll say, yes, racism is wrong. It's not socially defended. as much as it was. It's certainly it's not as worldwide of a status quo as for example, speciesism is. I mean, that's why the fundamental baseline of my advocacy is veganism, but I tie that in. I tie it in with people. I remind people what speciesism is. I relate it to when I'm doing the street stall. I talk to people of all different religions, of all different skin color, all different, ages. I talk to both sexes, any sexual orientation or preference. They all get the same message, and they all get the same, many people have experienced discrimination. I've experienced discrimination as a female, of course, majorly. And so I can relate to that message, and I can embrace that message. So it's all tied together, which is why I love it. It's just, for me, the most consistent moral position and the most consistent social justice movement in the world is the abolitionist movement for animal rights. Remember, humans are animals too, and all discrimination is violence. So that's principle 3, and I'm going to post a link to the principles again. And then my next video will be about principle 4. So thank you so much for watching, and I will definitely be back and keeping these videos up, hoping to bring this message to YouTube a bit more, and hoping 1 or 2 people get intrigued and get inspired and go and check it all out, and either go vegan, or if they're vegan already, go and learn about this movement, and join us and make their own videos, maybe get out there and do some advocacy in the streets, or write articles for a blog or things like that. We do need more people doing it, so we would welcome anybody else who recognizes the beauty of it to join us. Alright, thanks so much, and I'll be back. Bye.